Hey, it's Lucas, and today is the 10th of March 2024. Today is just going to be another mini little fucking offloading of emotions and shit, so if you don't want to watch this one, then I completely understand. Today is Mother's Day here in the UK. If you didn't know, my mum passed away 3 years ago, 20th of March 2021. I made a lot of videos about it at the time. I haven't really spoken too much about it since then. Still sucks. Still not easy. Still not getting any easier. But I'll be honest with you, this year, Mother's Day, I haven't really thought about it. Haven't really given it much attention at all, to be honest. I just want to let it be known, before I get into talking about this, my eye is watering like fuck, like it's really, really itchy. I'm not crying. Believe me, I've cried in videos before. If I was crying, I'd be fucking crying, but I'm not. My eye's just like, it's watering like fuck, like it's so itchy. I don't know why. So Mother's Day, you get emails from like companies and shit a couple weeks before it actually happens. Most of those emails, when I get them, they have the opt-out thing, so it doesn't really bother me to get Mother's Day emails, but I do tend to click on the unsubscribe or opt-out option whenever Mother's Day comes around. When I woke up this morning, my first thought wasn't, it's Mother's Day. My first thought was, I need to turn my alarm off and reset it for 8 o'clock because it went off at 7 and I didn't want to get up. I'm not that upset about it. Mother's Day in general, I'm a little bit, not really upset, but I feel kind of bad that I haven't been to my mum's grave. I've been at work today. I don't know what my sister's been doing. I haven't spoken to her, but we haven't been and laid anything down, which I feel kind of bad about, but at the same time, my mum would probably be saying, don't waste your money, she'd probably be saying, have a glass of wine for me, and that's all I want, sort of thing. So it feels weird to have not been to the grave, but it is what it is. Like, I speak to my mum every day, out loud, in the open. I don't care who's listening to me because I know that my mum is, and I have conversations with her out loud all the time, and in my head and stuff. Like, I don't need to go to a grave to speak to my mum because my mum's here all the time, like she's around, and she knows what I'm doing, and she knows that I'm fine, or I'm not dead. I've got a roof over my head, food in my belly, and my dog's fine, so I'm okay, she knows that I'm okay. I've been super fucking stressed lately, for not really any reason at all. My boyfriend was supposed to be having surgery down in London from the 17th to like the 31st is when we were supposed to be in London, and that got cancelled like 2 days ago, something like that, which wasn't his fault or our fault or anything. It was the fault of the hospital, if anything, because they couldn't give him a specific date, so he didn't know when to quit smoking, and then they came and told him 8 days after he quit vaping that he couldn't have his surgery because it hadn't been long enough, even though they hadn't given him long enough to quit. It's kind of fucking stupid and annoying, so he's had to deal with all of that, and I know he's really upset about that, and it's a stress. Like, I feel bad because it kind of is my stress, but it's not my stress at the same time, and I don't really know what to do because there's nothing that I can do. I'm not a surgeon, I can't perform the surgery, and I also can't give him a date for when to stop smoking or anything like that, so the only thing that I can do is be supportive, and I'm not very good at doing that because I'm probably fucking autistic and I don't feel fucking human emotions the way that other people do. I don't know how to deal with somebody who's crying. If it was a random person, I wouldn't know what to do. If it's my boyfriend, I just certainly don't fucking know what to do. What am I supposed to do if someone's having a breakdown in front of me? Like, what am I supposed to do? There's nothing I can do in that situation. If it was me, I don't know if I would want to be touched or not. Sometimes I don't want anybody to fucking touch me, especially if I'm having a meltdown and a breakdown and I'm crying. I don't know if I would want somebody to touch me, so if somebody is really upset in front of me and crying, I'm kind of stood here like, I don't know what to do in this situation. So, That's another thing. And then, obviously, now that that has sunk in and is being processed, I still don't know what to do. I'm fucking useless. And then on top of that, I can't seem to fucking stop drinking. And that's another thing that's really, really bugging me. It's really getting to me, and I feel like I'm out of control, and I don't know what to do about that. And it's dumb at the same time because I'm not fucking out of control. I know exactly what I need to do, I just don't fucking do it. I don't know what it was about dry January. I really, really don't know what it was about that. January, from the 1st of January to the 31st of January, that is the most determined and the most absolutely 100% on the ball focused on not drinking that I've ever been in my entire life. I don't know what it was about that, whether it was because everybody doubted me and I knew that I had to do it, or whether it was because it was just for a fixed amount of days and then there was an end point that I just needed to get to. But outside of that, I can't do it, and I don't know why. I know what I need to do, and I know what I need to not do, and what I need to not do is just not fucking drink, and I can do that whilst I'm at home, because I don't have any alcohol in the house. Well, there's alcohol, but there's no beers in the house. I'm not bothered about fucking gin and vodka, I could care less. You know, there's no beers in the house, and that's what's important. I've got this 0 Corona, which is fine, you know, it's doing the job. But I just can't seem to not. I can't seem to not do it. I did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if you don't count the one Budweiser that I had on Wednesday. Then that was 3 days, and then Saturday, I ended up having 5 pints at work. Not whilst I was working, I think I had 2 and a bit whilst I was working. And then I finished, and my boss said to me, we were talking about the leave that I mentioned earlier for when my boyfriend was going to go have his surgery. That was all sorted out, and now that's not happening. So we were talking about that, and she said to me, take the book in the back and write down the dates that you don't need and the dates that you do need, blah blah blah. And instead of being like, okay, I'll do that, me being me, I pulled myself another fucking pint, and I was like, I tell you what, I'll go cash up, and then I'll come back out, have my pint, and we'll talk about it. Which we did. We did talk about it, and we did get it solved, and now it's all sorted, but I didn't need to do that. I didn't need the beer. And then after that, I got a pint bought for me, and then after that pint, I bought one. But in that entire time, another stupid way that I've been justifying it to myself is, oh, well, you know, I'm not paying for it, so it's alright. It's not fucking alright. It's not alright. Like, just because I'm not paying for it doesn't mean that I can drink it. I should be paying for it. Like, I'm not going to say any more about that, just in case my boss ever finds these videos. I feel like she would totally understand. Like, I'm sure she knows that, like, I don't know if anybody else does it, but I definitely have a free pint here and there that I'm not supposed to have. I don't think she gives a shit. But, like, not to this extent. Like, this is kind of silly, really, isn't it? Trying to justify to myself that I'm not paying for the beer, so it's fine to have it. It's not. I shouldn't be having it at all. And I know this, and it's here, and it's always here. And it's like there's a little miniature version of me dancing on top of my hat going, don't fucking do it. You know what you're doing. You shouldn't be having any. Don't have one, because if you have one, you're going to carry on. You can't just have one. You can't. It's just not how your brain works. If you're going to have a beer, you're going to have a beer. And you can have 2, 3, 4, and you can stop and you can walk away from it, and that's fine. But you can't just have one. So, it's just been, I don't understand why I can't do it. I don't understand why I can't just have one. And I also don't understand why. Case in point, prime example, today, went into work, got there, started at 2:30. I made myself a mug of spiced apple chamomile tea, which is banging. If you've never had it before, it's really good. It was a rainy day, it was cold, I was going to have a coffee, didn't, decide to have the tea instead. Made myself the cup of tea, I brought a can of cherry coke with me that I put in the fridge that I was going to have after I had my cup of tea. Made myself my cup of, my pint of water with ice and fruit slices in it, like I always do. And I was chilling. I drank my cup of tea. I drank my pint of water. And then after I'd had that pint of water is when I don't even fucking know. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why, because I know that I didn't want it, and I know that I didn't need it, and I knew that if I had one, I was going to have more, and more, and more, and more. So, I think I waited until, like, 4:45 or 5 o'clock, and I had a taster of the guest ale from last week, which is still on, because people seem to like it now, but they didn't like it at the time. It's called Secret Potions from Stansel, and it's not good. So I asked her if the guest ale was still going, the Secret Potion, because now we also have Blonde on, which is very nice. It's too nice. And she was like, yeah, people are enjoying the Secret Potion now that the stainless is gone. I think it was stainless previous week. And now people are drinking it, and apparently it tastes better now than it did the week before, because maybe it's been sat in the barrel and it's marinated and all this other shit. So, me being fucking me, knowing that I didn't like it, because I'd tried it a couple of times, I tried it again, and instead of just having a little squirt like you're supposed to have a little taster when you go into a pub, you say, can I taste this, to give you a little bit, and you knock it back. It's almost like a shot. No, that's not what a taster is for me. When it's my pub and I'm working there and I'm going to have a taste of it, I'm going to pour myself a full half. It wasn't a full half, it was like this much off the top of a half, but that's not the point. So I drank that, I didn't like it. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't for me. I wouldn't have a full pint of it. So I had that, and then it gets to like 5:30 maybe, so I poured myself a pint of Blonde. Oh no, I forgot to say, didn't I? When I got there, I had... So, go back to when I got there at 2:30, cup of tea, pint of water. About 4 o'clock-ish, I bought myself a Heineken Zero. And I drank that, and it stopped most of the itch, if that makes sense. Like, when I'm there and I want it, and it feels like almost... not like an itch, but kind of like a tingle, and I don't know how to describe craving, but that's kind of what it's like, and it's here, and it's everywhere, and I had a Heineken Zero, and that took away like 90% of the craving, and I was okay, and I was like, I should just have another Heineken Zero. I don't need to drink, light ale right now. I can just have a alcohol-free lager, but I didn't. I just didn't. And I don't know why. And it's all well and good to just kind of stand there or sit there or do whatever the fuck you're doing and be like, just don't do it. Just don't. Because that is me. I am there looking at myself in the face. There's a mirror across from the bar, and I can see myself. I can see the tops of my eyes because I'm too short to actually see into it, but I can see myself. And I'm looking at myself and I'm going, just don't do it. Just don't. Like, you don't. If you have one, you're going to continue and you're going to feel like shit. And it doesn't matter what time you start drinking. Be it at the start of your shift, which never happens ever. I've never done that. Surprisingly, I've never actually done that. Be it an hour in, 2 hours in, be it half an hour before you finish, you're going to have 3 pints. You can squeeze them in. You can do it. And I did. I squeezed them in. Because I can. But I don't know why. And the thing is, it's easy to not drink. But it's also the hardest thing in the world. I don't know why it's so hard. I really don't understand. I don't understand why it's so hard. Why can everybody else say no? Why can just people not do it? And why do I, knowing full well that I don't want to, and that I shouldn't, and that I know that it's bad and it's going to make me feel like shit, why do I have to do it? as I'm tapping my card on the machine, as I'm picking up the glass, as I'm pouring the first little bit into the glass, as I'm taking the first sip, even before I take the first sip, when I'm looking at it on the counter and I'm thinking, I've just pulled that pint and I shouldn't have it. I shouldn't have done it, but I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna do it again, and then I'm gonna do it again and again and again. I don't know why. I just don't understand. It's all well and good, and it's super duper easy for people to say, and I understand why people say it. They're like, you need to find a new job, but like, I can't. It's not as easy as that, as I'm sure you're all aware that it's just not as easy as that. But like, I've had other jobs in the past, and the only job that I've been able to hold down for longer than like 6 months to a year has been small, like, family-owned establishments / pubs, because I guess pubs are the only kind of places I know, really. I've worked in big shops. I worked in Asda. That made me physically sick. I couldn't do that for more than a month because it was just a fucking shambles. It was the worst run shop that I've ever seen in my life. It was fucking awful. I worked for Shell / Spa. It was a petrol station with a spa attached to it, so like Shell Spa, and again, fucking horrible. I lost like 3 stone in the space of a couple months, and I was drinking, and it was just after I'd lost my mum, and I got, again, very close to actually genuinely killing myself, which was not good, which was why I had to leave. And after I did that was when I got this job, and this job's fine. I can do this job. It's easy, and it's not fun always or ever, but it's not stressful for the most part. I don't know what it is. I don't genuinely think it might be something to do with autism or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to make excuses. I just don't understand why I can't do certain things when it comes to jobs and work. I've tried, believe me. I've had 10 years of trying, and the only thing that I can do is work in small, quiet pubs, or small, quiet places with not. I don't know how to talk about it or describe it, because everything that I say sounds like an excuse, and it sounds like I'm, trying to get out of doing things, and I don't know, just like I said, excuses. But it's not. Plus, I don't want to. Like, I've spoken to my boss, not about alcoholism or anything like that, but if I ever mention trying to leave, she always says, you're not going anywhere, you're not, I need you, kind of thing. Like that sounds like guilt trip, and it's not. That's not what I meant that to sound like at all. It's not. I just mean that I've worked there it'll be 2 years in May, and it's small. There's everybody else has come and gone in this 2 years, but throughout that there's been me, and I've been there with her, and we've gone through quite a few different employees at this point. I don't want to leave, but I need to get a fucking grip. I need to get a grip on it. I think I need some help, but I don't know how to get help. I don't know how to ask for help, and also I'm scared. I don't think I want to stop full time ever again have a beer. I'll say that right now. It's the thought of that terrifies me. But it's also hard because I feel like I can't. It feels like there's a couple of addictions, but not addictions. There's just a couple of things at play here that I don't even know about. For example, with vaping, I've always said that I'm not addicted to vaping, and I believe that I'm not addicted to vaping. Currently, I haven't vaped for like 2 weeks, and I don't want to. I don't plan on doing it again. Like I'm done. No, I can't be bothered with it anymore. I heard, I don't know, like I've been hearing for a long time that they're banning them and shit, and my Jay just got himself a like a proper one that you just put juice into, and I had a zero nicotine one, the Dark Knight one that I reviewed a few weeks ago, and I just like didn't hit it, and I just haven't been hitting it, and now I don't even know where it is, to be honest with you, and I just don't care. Like, it's not, I get a twinge every now and again when I'm at work, because that's the only time that I ever used it. Like, I want to go outside and vape, but I don't really care. It's not because I actually want to vape, it's because I don't want to be inside at that moment, if that makes sense. Like, it'll be when people are either trying to get me in on the conversation, or people are trying to get me to bite on like some kind of piss tech that they're doing, and I can't be bothered, and I'll think I want to go outside and vape, but I don't have a vape, not because I want to vape, just because I want to escape that situation. So I kind of need to think about what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, so it's been like 10 days, no, 12 days. It'll be 2 weeks on Tuesday, so I'm not really bothered about that. But again, at the same time, I'm not drinking because I'm not vaping, but I have noticed that I've been drinking more, and every time throughout January when I was wanting to drink, I would go outside, and I even said it in a lot of my videos that I was vaping a lot more because I didn't want to drink. And now that I'm not vaping at all and I don't have a vape, I don't want to go out and get another vape, or even find the one that I've got just somewhere in this house, I think. Like, I don't fucking know. I could get another nicotine free one and then just go outside and vape when I don't want to drink, or I could get like a CBD one. I've been thinking about getting a CBD vape, but CBD vapes make me feel sick, so I don't really want to do that. I don't. Some CBD vapes are alright, but again, I don't really fuck with them. It's so annoying, because I just think this entire time, if weed was legal and I could go outside with my mighty and just like vape a little bit and then come back inside and carry on doing my job, then that would be really fucking cool. But obviously weed's not legal. Even if it is a prescription, you can't take it to work with you and just vape on site, because when you're working with 50-year-old white men, they would have a tantrum and start screaming and crying on the floor. So I feel stuck in a way. I feel kind of lost, and I feel down. I feel kind of demotivated by the entire thing. It's like I try and set myself a goal, but I don't have a goal, if that makes sense. Like, I was thinking about download, which is in June, but we're in March. Like, I need a more short-term goal. I need something to look forward to. Like, even if it was something like on Saturday, I'm gonna go to, you know, our favourite local place, and we're gonna have some of the local beers just for an hour or two. Or like, I don't know, maybe in 2 weeks time we'll go to a restaurant and we'll have food and some beers and stuff like that. I need something to look forward to, or else I feel like, why am I doing this? What's the point? And everything, like, there's so many excuses. That's what I've noticed. I keep trying to justify it in my head. If I have this one beer, then I won't do this, that, and the other. If I do this, then I can do that. And it's too much. I don't think I can do it by myself, and it's depressing me. And when I think about never drinking again, it makes me want to kill myself. And when I think about also just drinking for the sake of it, it makes me want to kill myself. And everything is worse after I've drank. I was absolutely fine, and then I had those 3 pints, and now I feel like I want to fucking kill myself. And this is very dramatic. Like, I'm not gonna, like, you don't have to be worried about me or anything. I'm gonna put the end of the roach in the bong, but not put it in the video, because I'm probably cutting out all the smoking. Whether it, like, I don't really care if it gets age restricted or not, but I feel like if maybe I can reach somebody, then I guess I feel like I need some help. And I feel stupid because I know that the help is there, literally at the end of a WhatsApp message or two, but I guess sometimes you need it to not be somebody that you know, somebody that you need to look in the eyes and say, you're like, I am a piece of shit and I'm gonna lie to you because I want to drink, and I'll probably pretend that I didn't drink. And I don't want to do that to the people that I'm, really close with, because that would be shitty. So I feel like maybe if it got swept up in an algorithm and maybe onto like alcoholic YouTube, somebody might be able to help. Or maybe not. I don't know if I'm an alcoholic, because I don't need it and I can do it. But at the same time, I can't do it, and I don't understand why I can't do it. When it can be so easy, but at the same time it's the most difficult thing in the world. All you have to do is not pour the beer. Don't drink the beer. Just don't do it. Simple as that, but at the same time, you just do. You just do pour the beer, and you just do drink the beer, and it's kind of... You just do it. And then you are stood there with the beer, and you're drinking the beer, and you're thinking, I don't want this. This is not even that good. It doesn't even taste that great. I don't like how it's making me feel. I'm bloated. I feel like shit. I'm really disappointed. Why am I pouring another one? Oh, I'm halfway down the second one now. Don't have any more. This is ridiculous. Like, you didn't need this. Why did you have the first one? What are you doing? Oh, now there's just a third one. Now there's a third one, and that's it. There's no more. But like, now you've had 3 beers, and why did you do that? And you're stupid, and you're worthless. You're a piece of shit. So I don't know, man. I don't know what this is. All I know, like, I'm high as shit right now, and I wish that, like, it's gotta be 2 things at a time. Like, we can never just. It's always gotta be 2. Never, like. There was vaping and smoking. Like, I don't really count smoking as an addiction. It's just something that I do. Like, obviously I do have the medicinal side of it, but I'm not gonna lie to anybody out there. I like to do it, and it does help me when the words didn't come out right then. It does help me when I don't want to drink, like when I'm at home and I'm thinking that I might want a beer. I'm like, nah, I'll just get stoned, and then that's fine. So, it's like, I was smoking weed and I was vaping so that I didn't drink, and now that I'm not vaping anymore, I'm drinking more. I know, I'm obviously still smoking, so... Do you think it would be stupid to buy another vape and, like, go out and vape again so that I didn't drink? Or would that be really ridiculous and just kind of playing into other bad habits? I'm kind of curious. I don't know if anybody's actually watching this, so yeah, I just want to know. So if you think that might help, let me know. Yeah, that's what I guess this is. I guess this is just me hoping that this finds somebody. Or maybe not. But, I'll get there. I'll get there.